Hello all, and welcome. I came across this plugin. It's from Audio Thing, made with Hainbach. It's totally free, so I put a link to a video which Hainbach made about it. It's based on the principle of bouncing signals off the moon and then receiving them back with changes imparted. Because the moon's always moving, it's always wobbling, and of course, it has a textured surface with like hills and, stuff like that. So this means that there's various distortions which are imposed onto the signal when it is received back from the moon. And Hainbach's video shows how that were done, which involved actually bouncing signals off the moon and then test signals and all that stuff, as well as actual audio samples, and then using the results to create the plugin. This Moon Echo is a cool little plugin, this. It's free as well, but what it is I've got Cardinal Rack. Well, I were just messing around with, facts, this could probably be a lot simpler now. Anyway, I'm just basically using Cardinal Rack for the sequencer. What the sequencer's doing is it's putting out voltages, which are going into this quantizer here. So if I just make this a bit... so what the quantizer enables me to do is to snap voltages to a particular note that the voltage represents. So every note can have a value. I'm not going to bother explaining all that, because it's unimportant. The point is, if I just show you what I've got. The notes that are coming out of this are going into Novum. This sound is called the Apprehension Scrape Horn. It comes from a sample I put in there. And Novum, it kind of splits a sample up into different component parts, and you can do granular stuff with it. It's something that I experiment with when I want something a little bit different. And then I've got clouds reverb on it. Yeah, it's nice, but it's not the focus really. It's not that important. So I've turned everything off except for Novum. And then without the effects, so clouds is off. If we had clouds in there. Hello? Oh, it's there. Yeah, because I hadn't turned it off there. It's quite transformative. Now then. The Apprehension Engine is a creation of a guy. I'll probably put something in the video in post. Basically created this instrument that enables him to make cool soundscape stuff for horror films and things like that. And I pinched a couple of samples from his demonstration video, so I could play too. And for purposes like this where it gets re-synthesized into something completely different. And I feel no shame in doing it whatsoever. It's my Apprehension Scrape Horn now. Oh baby. Although it's not really a horn, it's just a scrape. I nicked that sample years ago, so I can't really remember why I called it that. I brought quite a few different samples and things in, but the only one that's in use in this is the scrape horn. So obviously without Cardinal Synth there, it'll just die away. So that's all this is doing. It's just there to generate stuff so I don't have to keep pressing keys and things. Then H3000 Factory. It adds some nice pitch shifting in there. delays slightly. So function generator. Right. Blind as a bat. Blind as a bat. Right. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Now, in delay 1, tie it to the function generator. Max value somewhere around there. Value somewhere around there. Maybe not bang on the same. And the time will also be tied to the function generator. Then we can have the delayed signals blending in with the pitch shifted signals, and then make the delays slightly move. So here we have the left and right side going into their own delay lines, which slightly move in delay time, and then we have a pitch shifted signal for each side, which is also blended in the mixer section, and then using this mix slider here, we can blend a little bit of it in. Anyway, it's an option. But in this case, I think I'll turn the function generator off and just leave them as they are. Okay, then we have Eventide Blackhole. It needs no introduction. It adds some nice shimmering in with the feedback, and with this high control, can really bring it out. Some nice resonance and feedback in there. Then we have the moon echo. Then we have sketch cassette, which has some wow in there, just to give it a bit of movement, a bit of character. So then, let's compare the sketch cassette on versus off. It does make it brighter too, but the wow. Yeah. Right, and then moon echo then. So I've got a MIDI controller set up, and I've MIDI learned these parameters. So this is going to be the star of the show, because the kind of degradation that you can get out of this, it's unpredictable. It's really good. Check it out. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to set the delay to a time of 0 milliseconds on this H3000. Then we have the Doppler control. I hadn't used this MIDI controller for a while. I think there's some dust in the slider there. Yeah, it's quite unpredictable. Very atmospheric. If we click the ping moon button, we can get the data from NASA and it'll set the time accordingly. Because the moon doesn't just wobble, it moves closer and further away from us. And so we can get the actual real-life measurement data from NASA. Because obviously it's the distance of the moon that determines the time it takes. But of course, if we wanted, we can set the time manually and basically throw a lasso around the moon and just pull it in if we want. And that's kind of the godlike powers that you can expect by using it in plugin form, rather than actually bouncing stuff off the moon. Now, when Hainbach were doing this, in his demonstration video, it was incredibly noisy, and you can add that in. And that's authentic, but not always fitting. But it's reactive noise, because it goes through the algorithm that emulates the transmission, and then it gets all the Doppler shifting and variations and stuff applied to it. Let's have a little play and see what we can get out of it. Yeah, we've got to be careful with that feedback. But then we can use the mix to sort of smoosh it in with the regular signal to create a cool lo-fi to hi-fi kind of transition, cross-fading transitional oobry-doober. Yep, that's the technical term. And of course, that would be the case, but because this is before Sketch Cassette in the chain, it's not exactly lo-fi to hi-fi. It's sort of lo-fi to higher lo-fi in high quality digital. So, yeah, it's hi-fi, technically speaking, but it's lo-fi hi-fi. Hi-fi lo-fi. 100% digital analog. Oh, baby. Tell you what, let's change up the sequence a little bit. Let's add 2 more steps. So listen to him. I like that one, and I'll tell you what. Cable opacity, we'll turn that down a bit. In fact, we'll turn it. That'll do. Oh man, that echo. Oh, I do like it. I do like it. And we can also do some chords, because there's another row down here, for example. I think. Yeah, let's duplicate this. Make this a bit longer. Merge? Is that what we want? Yes? Yes. Maybe that is what we want. So we need to wire both of these into the merge inputs and then out of there into there. Yes. And then we've got chords coming out in MIDI for Novum. Okay. Run. Okay, I'm going to go back onto manual trigger because I want to start tweaking some of these dyads, these tune-out chords. Oh, baby. Smoothly bring it in. There's a sort of sweet spot for this material. So, with a healthy dose of feedback, a little bit of moon dust, and somewhat tuned Doppler, then when we mess around with the input and output levels with the mix, and a healthy dose of feedback, we can get into the atmosphere. Has the moon moved? Let's check. 2.44711. 2.44711. Yes, it has moved. Anyway, this plugin is exactly the kind of plugin that, well, it's one of them plugins that is a bit out there, isn't it? It's creative, it's not doing something that everyone else is doing. It's not another Poltec or a Fairchild, and it definitely brings something to the toolbox, while also being completely free. I'm finding it difficult not to recommend it, and bring it to people's attention if they don't know about it, because, well, I can just get lost putting stuff through it and seeing what it does to it. And I'm sure when that novelty's worn off a bit, I'll be able to do something useful with this. So yeah, check the description for links and everything. Links and extra info, as always. And yeah, if you like this content, feel free to comment, like, share and subscribe. You know the deal. Until next time, thank you for watching. But I'm going to wrap it up here. So that's me.